It is my pleasure to welcome back to the stage our two Lifetime Achievement Award winners, Claudia Infante and Laura Kalin. We're going to spend 20 minutes together here on stage. I'm so thrilled to bring their stories to life, learn a little bit more about their experiences, and share some wisdom with all of you in the audience. Laura and Claudia, please come on up and join me. So the first thing I want to acknowledge, and I think I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge this, is that this is the first time in the 19 years that the Visionary Awards have existed that we said, it's a time for us to launch a Lifetime Achievement Award. And in doing so, we did not put any gender parameters in place, right? We just calls for submissions from the market and asked for those submissions, and those submissions were evaluated by our various boards, and winners were chosen. And it is not lost on any of us in the room that our first two Lifetime Achievement Award winners and our rising star are all women.
Girls rule the world.
And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge that and thank you both for your leadership in this space, because I know that you've probably each had to grapple with what it is to be a woman in a technology role, and a mom and a daughter and all of those elements. So we're going to get into it, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to try not to blubber and cry. I got all of that out earlier when the awards were giving out, so thank you. Okay, so I want to start a little bit with some reflections on the journey. First, please, Laura, just tell us a little bit about your role and what is it that you do for your organization?
Yeah, so I lead several functions now for Oracle Hospitality. The main one being strategy, product management, so the direction of the product, the investments that we make at Oracle Hospitality, the go-to-market strategy. And then more recently, since June, I took a bigger role. So I sort of lead all the functions at Oracle Hospitality minus sales. That's the only one.
You're not busy.
I'm not busy at all.
Great, thank you. And Claudia, tell us a little bit about what it is that you do for Margaritaville.
Everything that nobody else wants to do. No, I came into Margaritaville about 7 years ago with the idea to help future-proof the brand through data and better processes, quite honestly. So it's been kind of a labor of love, but what I do on a daily basis really is analyze and work with my team to figure out how can we make decisions that are sound for the business. As you may know, we have businesses in multiple lines, so not just hospitality, but also living and furniture and boats and flip-flops. I mean, you can buy tequila, that's Margaritaville. So there's a lot of business in priorities that sometimes compete. And so my job really is to try to use as much data as possible to make those decisions and help the brand grow.
Great. Thank you. I want to learn a little bit about kind of those early moments in your career. Was hospitality always a passion for you, Laura? How did you find yourself moving into this industry?
Yeah, so my journey started with two things I always loved, and that is, one was travel, and the other one was just trying to figure out how things work behind the scenes. So my journey really started in Germany in 1994, like a very long time ago, when I found this company called Fidelio. Fidelio was the company that Micros acquired, and that's how I got into hotels. And being a fresh software engineer from Romania looking for a job in Germany, I found this place where people were very welcoming, very international company, very kind, very engaging. And then they had an amazing mission. They wanted to make travel better, and they wanted to elevate hospitality, and something that I immediately connected with. And then later on, I moved to the US. I launched Opera as a product. And then with that, I had the opportunity to travel to hotels and be there for a couple of months. Didn't work very well at the beginning. And I learned about every single role. So now I wasn't just writing software, I was living it. And so, kind of natural travel, technology, making lasting memories for people. It just felt like the right home for me. Yeah, that's kind of.
Were there any defining moments for you early in your career that helped you understand that this was an industry that you really wanted to dedicate so much of your time and talents towards?
Yeah, I mean, you know, in the beginning, as a software engineer, we like to just create things and make things fun and so forth. So I didn't realize for some time the impact of my work until I was transitioning Opera, the product Opera, from being a single PMS to multi-PMS, which was something that was innovative at that time for the industry, putting it in a data center in the year 2000. And so this was a vision that was shared also with the CIO of, at that time, was Concorde Hotels in Paris. And the stakes were very high. The project was about to fail. And so the CIO essentially came to Colombia, you know, met with the CEO of Micros and said, if this is not fixed, I'm gonna lose my job, so please help me. So with that, I met the CEO of Micros, who asked, you know, everybody around me, like, who can fix this? Everybody pointed at me, sent me to Paris with a napkin with 2 scribbles on, you know, just get it done, essentially. Yeah, went, overcame some tremendous challenges. I knew I had a team behind me that was ready to do the impossible possible. And we made it a success. I got a lot of accolades, you know, in the company, but it's the experience that really changed me at that time, because it wasn't necessarily about what we achieved. Yes, that was a big deal, but it was really what I realized is the power of resilience and the power of believing in people. So I realized that my role was not necessarily anymore in solving problems, but it was in bringing people together and helping them come up with solutions. So at that time, I changed into a role to be like the translator or bridging the gap between technology and the real world, you know. So that was sort of my path from there, and just realized that the impact that we were having was not making operations efficient. It was an impact on people's lives. And by the way, the CIO got promoted, got awards, and so forth. So, you know, that was all the other good things that came with it, so.
Yeah, I love what you said about resilience, right? And I think we'll come back to that a little bit when we talk about leadership, but it's such an important trait and quality to have and to develop. Claudia, I would love to hear a little bit about your journey into the hospitality world. Now, you as you shared, you are involved in many verticals, right? But where does hospitality fit in your heart and your passion for you? And if you have any foundational moments early on that really helped to codify this industry and its importance to you, would love to hear about that.
Sure. I didn't have I guess I don't have a well-crafted path into hospitality. I am born and raised in Mexico, and in Mexico, and for all of us who have visited Mexico, we Mexicans are hospitality people. That's what we do. We welcome people, we bring them into our homes, we give them the food we have, and so hospitality for us is more of a personality trait rather than an industry or even a learned skill. So that was I think always with me. I actually went to school for art, and believe it or not, I ended up working in hotels serving banquets, and I made really good money doing that. So it was a really easy transition for me to move into hospitality, because I felt that I could always make somebody's day better. And it was such an interesting way of finding out a passion for, you know, what can I do today that can make your life better, your day better, right? Sometimes you just smile, and people actually do react to that. So I did fall in love with the interaction of human people or human beings trying to do the best they can to make another person's day better. And so that was for me kind of the anthem and the rally that I got behind me, and data and hospitality and operations and revenue management and reservations and everything else that I kind of did through my career were really sparked by that moment of, oh, I can make somebody's day better.
That's fantastic. Thank you. I want to know a little bit about what project challenged you the most,
Oof.
and what are
Much
some of
time
your
do we have?
proudest accomplishments, right? And I think there may be some overlap and synergy between those. So, Claudia, what would you say have been some of the challenges the project that challenged you the most, and what you're proudest of?
I'm very proud of the work we've done with Margaritaville. In general, I don't know that there is ever a project, and I don't know, raise your hand if you've ever had a project that was on time, on budget, that went smooth and nothing ever happened, right? Every project has, I think, its challenges, and not always do we get, at the end of the project, do we get the output that you thought you were going to get, right? And so not only resilience is important and trying to stay in task and trying to stay on task and on project. I think the other piece that, and somebody talked about it, is that ability to pivot, the ability to be flexible and to understand that, we may just have lemons, right? And we make lemonades, and if you're really smart, you put a shot of tequila on it, and then now you really have a party. So that's kind of how I've kind of worked and almost navigated through my career, is getting everything that is challenging and turning it into opportunity somehow. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the other thing that I think is very valuable is to learn to fall, right? Is you fall and you roll over, and so you try not to hit your face, and you bruise up and you get up and dust it off and keep going. And that's that resilience piece too. So it's always a little challenging. I'm super proud of the loyalty program that we created. I think is one of those that will go for a long time and hopefully stays for a very long time and makes people happy. Because again, it can change a guest journey in a very simple way, but it can make their day better.
Yeah, I'm sure that's very rewarding, right? When you now see guests coming in with a degree of loyalty.
Oh yeah.
And knowing the role that you played in bringing that to life.
It's definitely one of my
Congratulations.
One of my proud moments. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Laura, how do you keep your teams inspired? How do you keep them motivated and help to nurture new talent?
Yeah, I think for people what's important is to know that their contributions matter, that they can really make a difference into people's lives, into the industry, into whatever is important. So I think the best way is to make them aware of the bigger picture. So communication is super important, and just explaining to them how what they do really links into our goals and our mission and our vision and overall, and just really showing them and explaining to them how what they do contributes to that. And then the other thing that we do is celebrating wins, big or small. We like to talk about every time we have a great success story with a customer, the story that Sanjay mentioned before, like that is something that motivates people more than anything. They get so giddy when they hear customer stories and really happy people and how we make an impact. So that's, I think, that's good. How we nurture talent, I think, it's important if we find a new talent is that we sort of, first of all, we believe in them and we push them out of their comfort zone. So, push a little bit their boundaries and just give them the support and give them a place to feel like they can take risks and they can fail, but they have a support system behind it is important. And then I think, the other thing that's fun is to find sometimes people's hidden talents. Sometimes people are in the wrong spots and doing the wrong things, and then finding their true talent and just helping them build upon it and seeing them grow is actually quite fun.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. It's and then it's so incredible to see the rising stars start to move up in your own organization.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about most challenging projects and the accomplishment you're most proud of.
Yeah, so I think, for me, probably a defining moment was about 3 or 4 years after Micros got acquired by Oracle. And I think a lot of people in the room know that that was a very difficult transition. Not just for our customers, also for the people that came through the Micros transition. So I was given the role of strategy in 2017. And at that time, our systems were outdated and our customers were losing confidence in us. And the thing that really hurt it the most was to hear from partners or customers that we were no longer enabling innovation, we were stifling it. So I went on a journey to change the entire strategy and really transform the organization, and wanted to really put things upside down and wanted to become yet again an enabler for innovation. So I had to convince a bunch of executives at Oracle that we should not be a closed system anymore, we should be an open system, and we should have an integration platform that allows for integrations in a seamless way, in an easy way, and without a whole lot of cost and time. And so I found the best people in Oracle. We use Oracle technology in our platform, so I found out who was the innovator in integrations in Oracle. Told him a very good story about how amazing hospitality is, attracted some really good talent, and went to work. And we did it. So we have now Opera Cloud is in 10,000 hotels. The integration platform is attracting now a lot of startups, a lot of solution providers, innovators that came from other industries that weren't touching hospitality before because it was too hard, and now it's not. So that really makes me proud. That's probably like the defining moment.
Oh, that's incredible. And of course, just the sheer footprint of Oracle, that has paved the way for so many other organizations to embrace that same approach, right? And then elevate innovation and interoperability for the industry. So yeah. It's cannot be overstated how meaningful that is. Yeah. Claudia, how has your approach to leadership evolved over the years?
I think we can only lead people when we have gone through the struggle ourselves, right? I think I have learned a lot of valuable lessons, not only from other peers and from my leaders and my mentors, but actually my team, right? The people that have worked with me for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years I think they get to know us at our best and at our worst, and they are usually the best people to help us lead. I mean, most people, I think, know what they want out of their career and how much they value what they want to work on. And so I think for us, the job for us as leaders is to remove obstacles, is to be in front, is be the goalie, right? Is I'll deal with the hard things, I'll deal with the bureaucracy and the red tape and the money and all the things that you don't need to be concerned with because you have a job to do and your career is your priority. So my leadership has changed in that sense where I'm not necessarily trying to tell people where to go. I'm asking them where they want to go, and then I'm walking in front of them just trying to remove obstacles so that they can get there.
Oh, I love that.
And for me, it has worked. I have an amazing team. So.
Yeah, oh, that's great. What advice would you have for rising stars in the industry, and in particularly women that are coming into the technology world? What advice would you give?
I think for younger professionals, I would say, listen to us old people. We went through a lot in the last 20 years. We have some really good stories. We have some very valuable lessons. And I think while we are changing at a pace that sometimes outpaces us as human beings, the humanity of technology is still a very valuable thing to conserve, and I think that's important. And then for women in this role in technology, in any role, help each other out, help sisters out, go pick up their kids. Like really, in that, I cannot state enough how important that is, right? Help each other out, but more importantly, make all the men also your allies. We are, this whole us versus them, all it does is make us all worse off. And the guys here, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for men that supported me, that helped me, that opened doors, that gave me a chance, or that basically said, you're screwing it up, you need to do better. Let's make men our allies. They are, after all, our husbands, our brothers, and our parents, and our friends. So why not work together? Why not help each other out? And let's just be decent human beings. So
that's great. That's great advice. Could not be better than to just be kind to each other.
Just be
right?
kind. Yeah, just help each other out.
Laura, from you, any advice to the rising stars in the industry?
Yeah, I'd say, three things. First of all, put people at the center of everything that you do. Second of all, be prepared for change. This industry is evolving faster than ever. The consumer mind shift has changed, and therefore hoteliers need to change and adapt. So lots and lots of change. And then third, just create a culture of positive and strength feelings, and just instill trust and collaboration in everyone around you. So
that's great. Thank you so much. Congratulations again to you both. It is such a true pleasure to share the stage with you and to learn from you, and the examples that you've set. Very well deserved. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.